Hi, this is Dan at Dan's Performance Parts. Over the last few years, I get quite a few calls on people trying to figure out how to hook up their steering shaft to a center-mounted rack and pinion. Laid out a few components that will get that situation all figured out for you. Very easy, very simple. What I have here is just a little buggy rack and pinion for our demonstration. And what we suggest is 2 U-joints, a bearing support for the steering shaft up by the steering wheel, and then also a quick disconnect. Just those simple items there will get this from the center of the car over to the driver's side of the car. And basically you just need the 2 U-joints. It could be any combination you want, but we suggest maybe a 3/4 weld on each end. So it'll be a 3/4, and then the other end would be the spline that's going through the bearing, which would be a 3/4 36 spline. And then at the rack and pinion side, it's smooth 3/4 to a 5/8 36, which is the rack and pinion. You may have a rack and pinion with a 3/4 48. We have that combination in the U-joint as well. But for demonstrations, this will show you what's going on. So you basically stick that right onto the rack and pinion itself. You got to cut the right length of steering shaft to get up close to the windshield bar where you're going. Then this end gets welded, and this end gets welded to the shaft, and so the shaft becomes one full piece with both U-joints. And then once you have a windshield bar, we'll use this piece of tubing for windshield bar. You take a bearing support and you weld it right to it. That'll get you a nice firm support, and then at that point the spline shaft will slide right through that bearing support and plug right into that U-joint right there. And then you just take a steering wheel disconnect and you figure out the right length you need on the shaft, and you cut it, weld it, and that'll get you from the windshield bar to your steering wheel and get you the right distance that you'll need. And at that point you have a complete unit going from the rack up to the driver's side. Bearing support is the main focus because that takes all the load of the steering wheel, and it also helps support this U-joint. This U-joint is supported by the rack and pinion, and there's no additional supports needed in the center. And if the beauty of this whole system too is if the bearings go out in this shaft support, you can disconnect or loosen the set screw and just pull it straight out, and then you can service the bearings in the shaft support. Or if you have a U-joint go bad, you can replace that shaft. When you get that all basically mirrored image of what you used to have, then you can just slide this all back together, slide it back in, and then you're off to go again. So that's just kind of a quick and dirty demonstration on how to get it from the center of the car over to the driver's side of the car without a lot of fangled supports and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, you can give me a call at 760-751-0718, or you can email me at dan@dansperformanceparts.com.